Hi, don't mind a mess. Same setup. Um, I just wanted to talk more today, and I'm having oatmeal. I love oatmeal. I will not eat it on camera because I think it's quite disgusting. I like my oatmeal very thick, so it'll probably gross you out. But and I like it cold, so I'm leaving it to chill. Right now, we're in the month of June, obviously, and here in Brazil, it is time for the we got this little sound speaker from a surprise box. There are those vending machines in some malls here in Brazil that have surprise boxes to sell. And we bought one and it came this, and it's quite a good speaker. It's very loud. The sound quality is obviously not top notch because it wasn't so expensive, but it's quite good. It's very usable. I do have a better speaker and it's quite oh oh no. It's oh my god. It's on the charger still. It is pretty compact. It's compact enough. And it's the one I use the most because it's really good. It was quite expensive. I I I dropped it one time. Yeah. But it's really good. It's from this brand, Anchor. Wanker. It's the Soundcore 2. It's the Soundcore 2, I guess. It's really good. It's compact, like it's compact enough. It's loud enough. I wouldn't say like it's the loudest ever, but look at the size of this. It's obviously not gonna be super loud, but the sound quality, it's amazing. It's amazing. The sound quality of this is perfect, and the bass is quite good. It's not super strong because this little box would not have the power to vibrate your whole house, but if you sit on the surface you leave this box, you will feel it. The bass is really good. Anyways, it's peeling down here. I don't know why. But anyways, we're in June. Here in Brazil, it's winter time, and it's also time for the traditional festive moment of Festa junina, which is just translates to June party, and I think it's religious. That's probably why I don't know much of it. But it's a very traditional religious festive time in Brazil where we celebrate the patron saints. I don't know, I don't remember which ones, but we celebrate the patron saints. And from what I could guess, I think every city has its own patron saint and they celebrate it. I could just let me search. Wait. Wow, look at that. Festa Junina is actually incredible. um, Basically, it derives from the European traditions, pagan traditions, mind you, of asking the gods for a good harvest. But since the Catholic Church expanded so much, they adopted that and they brought it to, and the Portuguese brought it to Brazil. And over time, people started adopting regional folkloric traditions and culture into it. And that's why it's so special. Um, there's a lot of tales of Festa Junina that talk about folkloric creatures like the mula sem cabeça, which is the headless mule. It's a mule without a head that spits fire from its throat. And I think it was a woman that was going to marry a priest, and for that sin, she became a headless mule. There is a more specific and detailed story about that, but that's what I remember from the top of my head. There's the Saci Pererê, which is a one-legged forest spirit. It's mischievous and I think it messes up your crops. And there's a tale that whenever you see a like a little tornado in your crops, it's Saci. And if you put a knife on it, you stab him. And you can also, put the whole wind stuff inside a jar. So it's very silly, but it's very folkloric. It's very traditional. It's a homage to Saint Anthony, Saint Joan, and Saint Peter. Santo Antônio, São João, e São Pedro. But I completely mixed up. The Festa Junina, the June party, is a homage to those three saints. And during the Festa during June, there's also the patron parties in every city. Not every city, but in some cities like mine, which has its own patron saint and like one of the three, and they celebrate it. So here I don't remember. Sorry. But it's called Kermesse. There's traditional clothes, which is what I'm making for a friend. And there's this traditional little performance there where the people choose a bride and a groom, and they have to put on some bride and groom costumes, but it's more very costumey. It's very silly costumes. And they do this whole performance where the marker leads them, the bride and groom go in the front, and all of the rest of the people follow them, and they do a dance act. There's a part, which is the one I always remember, where everyone goes like this and they hold hands and make an arch, and then the bride and groom from the front of the line, they turn back and everyone starts going in this tune until they come out on the other side, and it's super fun. It's super festive. Sometimes there's a marriage, like not an actual marriage, there's a marriage performance too, but people don't do that so much because, well, it's time consuming and but it's very fun. I don't know where that came from, but it's fun. It's very silly. There's a part also where everyone spins around holding hands, and the marker will say, "Here comes the rain," and everyone turns around as to avoid it, and he says, "It's already gone," and we turn back around, and he says, "There's a snake," and then he says, I don't know, but anyways, it announces some form of unfortunate circumstances, so people turn around and spin the other way, and it says it's okay, so people turn back. It's it's a whole performance. It's very fun to participate. It sounds very silly, but it's really cool and it's very festive. And I think it encapsulates the feeling of just being, festive and silly, even when celebrating stuff that are so ingrained in our culture. And then the part where I wanted to talk about, there's the traditional food. Oh my god. Um, there's a bunch of dishes we have in June parties, but my favorite is the pamonha, curau, and the corn. Pamonha and curau are both made of corn. You might have guessed I love corn. Yes. And oh my god, they're so good. We usually have like corn, just corn. And then we have curau, which is like a corn jelly. It feels like jelly, but it's not jelly. It's just made of corn. It sounds kind of gross, but it's not. And it's sweet. Sometimes people sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on top, and it's so good. It's really good. It's really good. I'll try to show you a picture. This is curau. I said jelly, but it's more like a corn pudding. It's a corn pudding. It's really good. And it's basically corn pudding. How did I not remember that? It's really good. Look. Oh my god, it's so good. There's also the pamonha. Pamonha is more like a corn bread, but it's moist. It's not like bread or even cake texture. It's very moist. I think it looks and could be the same thing as tamales, but I have never had a tamale in my life. I just know that the wrapping looks really like a tamale, doesn't it? From what I've seen, it looks like a tamale. I have not had any tamales, so I don't know. So you can see it's like kind of like a corn bread. There is sweet pamonha and savory pamonha, and it's really good. I have never had savory pamonha. I don't know. I'm so used to the sweet type that I cannot have a savory type. And you can have it many ways. You can have it like this, just the pamonha. It's how I prefer it. But the sweet type, people sometimes put guava jelly inside, and sometimes they put cheese inside, which do not, it's not really calling to me. There's the savory type with, they also put cheese inside, but you can put other things because it's kind of like a bread. There's also the corn cake, which is moist on the center. Oh my god, I love corn cake. I love corn stuff. I love corn stuff. There's also the canjica, which is kind of like a corn oatmeal. It's kind of like oatmeal but with corn. They pick the kernel and it's cut in half. I don't know why, but it's half kernels, and they make this soup with it, kind of like an oatmeal, and I don't like it. I really, really, really don't like it. There's people who call curau canjica, but for me, canjica is this. This is canjica. I hate it. I do not like it a little bit. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the texture or anything like that. It's very sweet, but I don't like it. It's the only corn thing I don't like from the June parties, Festa Junina. There's the nut stuff, peanuts everywhere. There's pé de moleque, which is kind of like a jawbreaker made of peanuts and sugar. It's really hard. And there's pé de moça. Pé de moleque translates to kid foot. I don't know why. Okay. And pé de moça translates to lady's foot. I also don't know why. But they are very. It's kind of like the same thing, but pé de moleque is hard. Pé de moça is made of condensed milk, so it's very soft. It's kind of soft. Let me show you. Here. This is pé de moleque. If you like peanuts, you would love this. And pé de moça. It looks the same, but this brown part is soft. There's also paçoca. Paçoca is basically very compacted peanut powder. It's a cork-shaped sweet that is made of shredded peanuts, salt, sugar, and spices. Like sometimes people make it with a little bit of cinnamon, but yeah, that's basically it. And oils. And it's very, it's very plain. It doesn't look like it's so good, but it's really good. It looks like this. It's very crumbly because it's just a bunch of compacted powder, but it's so good. It tastes like peanuts. It's good. So you have to be really careful when you open the package because that's what will happen if you press it too hard. It's very crumbly, but it's very good. Sometimes we eat popcorn, of course. And there's some things I don't know because not everywhere they make it. I have never had couscous, but I think it's also made of corn. I have no idea. They make some different broths, especially what is it called? Wait, caldo de mocotó. Caldo de mocotó is, I don't know how to translate mocotó, but it's basically the collagens from pigs and stuff like that, boiled to make a broth. And it's really good. It's basically a collagen broth. And it's really good for you because it's collagen. And it's so good. It tastes so good, but I don't have it much because it's collagen. When it chills down in your mouth, it kind of creates this slimy film on your tongue, and I don't like that. But they make a bunch of broths, like green broth, which is with, I don't remember the name of the grain, but it's greens and sausages. There's also cassava broth, really good, love it. They make also pinhão. It's just pine cones, stuff. Not that pine cones, the thin ones. The big ones that have a seed, very fat seed inside. Those are really good. I love it, but they're really hard to make because the shell is so hard. As I said, I never had couscous. I don't know how it's like. I live in São Paulo, the state. So our couscous is known to be the worst ever in the universe. So I have never tried it. I will never try it because it does look disgusting. The São Paulo couscous looks awful. I would never try that. There's the caramelized apples. We call it love apples in Brazil, which is cute because lovers used to give them to the other one because it looks really cool. It looks really, sweet. There is cocada, and cocada is basically shredded coconut with sugar and something to make them stick. But it's basically that. It's just shredded coconut with sugar. Sometimes they kind of like char the coconut. It is quite tasty, charred coconut. I don't like coconut because of the texture. Sorry for that. But the taste is quite good. There's other things that I'm not seeing on this list, but I can't remember really well. But there's quentão. Oh my god, I have never had quentão. There's the traditional beverages since it's winter in Brazil right now and it's always super cold in June parties. All of the beverages are hot except for the batida, which is just a wait. There's the quentão, which is an alcoholic beverage. It's kind of like an alcoholic tea. It's usually made with cachaça, ginger, sugar, and spices. Kind of like an alcoholic tea. There's hot wine, which is hot wine. And for the kids, obviously, they usually make hot chocolate. Sorry. And there's the batida. Wait. And there's the batida, which is just wine, condensed milk, and something. It's usually wine, but you can make batida out of anything. Like, you can mix some form of alcohol, which is usually cachaça, condensed milk, and maybe peanuts. People do that. I'm not really keen on that, but it exists. But there's a lot of stuff. There's usually corn stuff. It quite depends on the region you live in, but there's always corn. There's always corn. Sometimes there's caramelized peanuts too, which I like way better than the pé de moleque. But sometimes people also make hot dogs, Brazilian hot dogs. I say Brazilian, but the June party hot dogs are not so different from the American ones. But here in Brazil, people usually make hot dogs by getting the hot dog bun and putting the sausages in a tomato sauce. It's really... I don't like sausages. I think they're gross. I mean, the type of sausage they use to make hot dogs, the orangey, very processed hot dog full of dyes, it makes your water red. It makes your water go orange, so it's really full of dyes. And it tastes awful, and it feels so spongy. I hate that. But they take that, cut it in little pieces, and put it in a tomato sauce, and it lives in my nightmares. When I was a child, school lunch was not good in public schools, and it was mostly hot dog, sausages, and a tomato soup paste with something like very overdone pasta with sausages and oh my god, I'm actually, I don't want to gag, and oh my god, I absolutely hate that. It's traumatizing. But anyways, depending on a place, people also make pastel, which is like a deep fried dumpling. You know, It's kind of like a deep fried dumpling, but it's more rectangular and really, very big, like this. I say dumpling because it's the same dough as a dumpling, and the pastel dough came from the Chinese, so it's kind of like a dumpling, but deep fried, and it's really good. Sometimes people make my favorite dish in the world, but it's not typical, which is feijoada. Feijoada is not so typical to June parties, but whenever they make feijoada, I'm so happy because it's my favorite dish in the world. If you don't know feijoada, you're missing out. But it's basically black beans with in a broth of collagen and pork parts. And the story of the feijoada is that it, the Portuguese loved to claim the feijoada, but many people debate that, and I'm not gonna talk about that anymore because I don't want discussion. But it came from colonization, whether it was from the Portuguese or from the Africans. People debate on that. I'm gonna lean towards the African people because the story I've heard is that they used the leftovers from the porks to make that because they didn't have much to pick and choose. And in feijoada, you usually put like pork ears and feet and nose and tails. So it's kind of like a leftover from the good meat. I say good meat in that because feijoada is so good. And those parts just make it a real feijoada. So I'm leaning towards that because it's not like a luxurious plate dish. And I don't know, it's full of spices, and I cannot believe the Portuguese made that. Anyways, it's super good. It's so good. I cannot believe how good it is. I could have feijoada every single day for the rest of my life, and I would still not have enough feijoada. It's like really my I'm salivating. It's really my favorite dish in the world, and I need to have feijoada right now. Now that I remembered it, I need it. But anyways, a lot of dishes, a lot of fun stuff. There's the costumes. People don't dress up anymore because everything is expensive, especially costumes, and people don't have much time for that anymore. But it's super fun. It's super fun. It's kind of like cosplaying as rural people. It's literally that actually. But it's super fun. You get to have a bride and a groom and a fake marriage, which is cool. You have traditional songs, which are forró and sertanejo, I guess, but people don't like sertanejo that much anymore because it's not high quality anymore. But forró is very fun. It's a high paced songs, you know. It's a high paced rhythm. It's very fun. It's very festive. Um, and that's it. It's really good, and I wish I could have one again, a party like that. But it's not so fun anymore because people don't do parties anymore. It's expensive now. But I would love to do that, and I would love to be the bride one day. I don't know why I did that. Sorry. Um, yeah, I just wanted to talk, and that's what I talked about. I would show you a traditional dance, but I don't want to like steal any videos from anyone, so that's it. So bye.